Democracy at work. I'm up, lonesome, I'm up. I'm up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, democracy at work. Well, I see it. Yeah? I have to show the people them. I have to remind them, Democracy at work. We see Boris Johnson try hold on. Yeah, them try hold on. And we see democracy at work. Although we have the same kind of Westminster model democracy system in Jamaica. Them turn it into a dictatorship thing now. See? We are selling turn up family. But democracy at work. So me I look on Sri Lanka now where them force Prime Minister / President to resign. Yeah. Them force them to resign too. So me I look on that. And me I look on Boris. Yeah. Boris I try hold on, Yeah, man. Bless Carson. Boris I try hold on, but tell me what Boris couldn't hold on because you see Monday, them are crush him. Because my couple of cabinet members, them are over 50 of them, 51 of them, they resign. Him know say, hey, you what no, we resign, we leave, Yo, this not work. And them no business about no mandate, this is your own party. I'm saying, boy, the greatest job beloved in the world, but them say, yo, we fire you. See? This is how me I remind Jamaican people, stop make politicians take you for a ride. Get serious. We get serious now, Yeah, man, we have to turn it up, man. So you have to get serious. So me I look on Boris. And you hear him say love the work. But I feel nothing him no love so. Love it bad, but him have to go. You can't sit down and hold on upon it, No. Backbenchers them talk and then the ministers them say, we resign in a job. Yeah, we have to go on about your business. Somebody else want a new leader. So him do. Them have a vote Monday. Them have to hold on until Monday. That I finish crushing. So all they have to do is just go resign fast in front of the people. Them fast and just the queue and go on. As some want party for all leaders accountable. But not in Jamaica. Because in Jamaica, you line up behind leaders, and when leader big and fool, you line up behind him. And though we don't want it to look like, no. Let me tell you something. If you have a leader, and you're line up behind a leader, and them a lead and a mash up the place and lead it as tree and attack a bag of crap and a do a bag of crap. Fire him. So the people, them have more confidence in the party now. Yeah. Because we say, okay, them are going to do the right thing, No confidence. We're going to do this and move him. No. Them take it personally. You can't do that to the leader because it are weakening up this foolishness. Look here. Watch this.
The presidential official residence in Colombo.
Remember the Boris first. Well, remember the Boris.
Good afternoon. Thank you. It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now. And the timetable will be announced next week. And I've today appointed a cabinet to serve, as I will, until a new leader is in place.
And I don't think him can hold on upon that till a new leader in place because that's why the cabinet resigned in the first place. You see me I say? All right, watch this.
So I want to say to the millions of people who voted for us in 2019, many of them voting Conservative for the first time, thank you for that incredible mandate, the biggest Conservative majority since 1987.
So Jamaica leader can say the same thing, the biggest mandate since from 1962, no, the smallest mandate, 21%, the littlest mandate, the tiniest mandate, the tiniest mandate since independence or since when? Next never. All right. But them still can't move a prime minister because them have the power for move him. And him not bigger than the job neither. Watch this.
The biggest share of the vote since 19 1979.
Yeah, there.
And the reason I have fought so hard in the last few days to continue to deliver that mandate in person was not just because I wanted to do so, but because I felt it was my job, my duty, my obligation to you to continue to do what we promised in 2019. And of course, I'm immensely proud of the achievements of this government, from getting Brexit done to settling our relations with the continent for over half a century, reclaiming the power for this country to make its own laws in Parliament, getting us all through the pandemic, delivering the fastest vaccine rollout in Europe, the fastest exit from lockdown, and in the last few months, leading the West in standing up to Putin's aggression in Ukraine. And let me say now to the people of Ukraine that I know that we in the UK will continue to back your fight for freedom for as long as it takes. And at the same time, in this country, we've been pushing forward a vast program of investment in infrastructure and skills and technology, the biggest in a century, because if I have one insight into human beings, it is that genius and talent and enthusiasm and imagination are evenly distributed throughout the population, but opportunity is not. And that's why we must keep levelling up, keep unleashing the potential of every part of the United Kingdom. And if we can do that in this country, we will be the most prosperous in Europe. And in the last few days, I've tried to persuade my colleagues that it would be eccentric to change governments when we're delivering so much, and when we have such a vast mandate, and when we're actually only a handful of points behind in the polls, even in mid-term after quite a few months of pretty relentless sledging, and when the economic scene is so difficult domestically and internationally. And I regret not to have been successful in those arguments, and of course it's painful not to be able to see through so many ideas and projects myself. But as we've seen at Westminster, the herd instinct is powerful. When the herd moves, it moves. And my friends, in politics, no one is remotely indispensable.
You know what I'm saying? Politics, no one remotely indispensable. Here.
And our brilliant and Darwinian system will produce another leader equally committed to taking this country forward through tough times, not just helping families to get through it, but changing and improving the way we do things, cutting burdens on businesses and families, and yes, cutting taxes, because that is the way to generate the growth and the income we need to pay for great public services.
Yes.
And to that new leader, I say, whoever he or she may be, I say I will give you as much support as I can. And to you, the British public, I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sad. He might give up the best job in the world. But he might go on. They're moving.
But them's the breaks. I want to thank Carrie and our children and all the members of my family who've had to put up with so much for so long. I want to thank the peerless British Civil Service for all the help and support that you have given our police, our emergency services, and of course our fantastic NHS, who at critical moment helped to extend my own period in office, as well as our armed services and our agencies that are so admired around the world, and our indefatigable Conservative Party members and supporters, whose selfless campaigning makes our democracy possible. I want to thank the wonderful staff here at Chequers, here at Number 10, and of course at Chequers, and our fantastic prop force detectives, the one group, by the way, who never leak. Above all, I want to thank you, the British public, for the immense privilege that you have given me. And I want you to know that from now on until the new Prime Minister is in place, your interests will be served and the government of the country will be carried on. Being Prime Minister is an education in itself. I've travelled to every part of the United Kingdom, and in addition to the beauty of our natural world, I found so many people possessed of such boundless British originality and so willing to tackle old problems in new ways that I know that even if things can sometimes seem dark now, our future together is golden. Thank you all very much.
All right, so you see this now. You see it? One Prime Minister, him no care what him do. Him have to leave. Maybe that's why I big up some of the people. Them cause apps me see, you know. Yeah, and Jacqueline, big up yourself, Linton, up. Yeah, man, maybe that's one it too. Yeah. Yeah, man. Junglis, you there? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think that's when it too. Yeah, man. I mean, me run up some of that little thing before. Yeah. Yeah, man. Delroy, I see you too, man. Yeah, man. You say? Pressful, me see you too, you know. Yeah, man. Grant, me see you. Yeah, man. Read, me see you. Yeah, man. Bless up. See? So you saw them people that move. Them not watch the mandate where the party get or nothing at all. But if them see me go and pay foolishness and otherwise and not care what go and people that say, he want move him. Them can do. So democracy work. You know it work. Now we don't see Sri Lanka now. We could play this.
In Sri Lanka, protesters stormed the presidential official residence in Colombo as the country's economic crisis deepens. The whereabouts of President Rajapaksa are unknown. Let's bring you some new pictures which have just been filed. They show the protesters inside the official residence. Police fired tear gas in an effort to disperse huge crowds gathered to demand the resignation of President Rajapaksa. These scenes are, well, it's too tempting, isn't it, really? You go inside the home of somebody who's so wealthy, a political and symbolic figure. You're not going to resist the temptation to jump in and revel in what you are currently enjoying, but it's a symbol, if you like, of the gap between the wealthiest in Sri Lanka and, at the moment, everybody else, because as we're hearing from our guest in the last hour, he's from a relatively affluent background. He runs a business organisation. He's not part of the country who you would effectively be most directly affected, and yet fuel, gas, all those things can't be got by anybody who's got money or hasn't got money. There's a shortage of foreign currency. In fact, the central bank has run out of it, which means it can't buy goods on the international market. And
you saw that serious now? When we tell them about what they lazy money, over the 1 hour, them not even that, so them can't buy nothing. They may just start. Because I remember you can buy, you can import the thing there. So you see them have to do be a corruption, be a sitting. And you have people, I tell you, so we have a country around. We're on a free, we are the number one, money. Dollar pan the thing. And if them, you see the people them get up at democracy at work. Eh? They run out of currency. But them man they live large because them man they take the little currency whether they and them thing there. Like a couple of African government and pay them thing them go on with them. Couple of African president. Good amount of them too. You know, them like do these things. See? Yeah man, mash up the thing and then one bag of thing. You see me I say? Yeah man. Them have a plan for a rescue them. And don't make China go in there because China go in there now, them are just take your things. You have to give them American dry and them people. And I like them a lend your money and say don't spend it away and do this, you know. Like what IMF, you know. China make IMF. In my opinion, China make IMF look very good. Because IMF will lend you that money, but you don't say IMF put 200,000 people in your country, a little country like Jamaica for work. And they still, you know, every money I go back to China and then, you know, them take over your whole place and you have to give them land and I give them all kind of thing. No. IMF lend the money and say pay you back this. But you have to tighten your belt. And we're going to teach you to tighten your belt and do this. But then people come capture everything. You understand? Finish paid Sri Lanka thing right now. Watch this.
It imports a lot of things like food. Well, earlier our South Asia editor Ambarasan Etharajan gave us an update and tried to explain some of the background to this development.
Huge crowds gathered outside the president's compound demanding his resignation. They had traveled from across the country to join the demonstration, which went ahead despite the authorities attempting to impose a curfew. Troops fired into the air and used tear gas to try to hold people back, but they broke through the barricades. It's the latest demonstration caused by Sri Lanka's worst economic crisis in decades. The country is suffering rampant inflation and struggling to import food, fuel and medicine. Following the latest developments, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has summoned an emergency meeting of political party leaders to discuss the current situation.
So if you can buy food, medicine and oil from a country and you want to sit down in a power, it's a wicked piece of crap. So the people them are gonna follow you and sit down, who are loyal, and then when they start the death and them thing there, you're sick, you have no medication and nothing at all. You can't even move. That makes sense. Mr. Jamaica buy slice of bread now when I squeeze a toothpaste. You only can go and sit down there and go like when I eat that. Make the man them take well and I said it to all kind of things I do all everything and take on the bank book or them close on them bank book, then you can't have it. And I lock you out of everything. When I the boss I make them go like when I eat that. See the people them have to get up there. Too much of one thing. Cause them same man are just dead. See it? It overrun. Them have to leave because the police them just come in and do foolishness and them know it's alright. Can't manage the people them no more. What's this?
Sri Lanka is facing a crippling shortage of foreign currency reserves. Yesterday, the UN urged both the authorities and the protesters to show restraint and make sure the rally was peaceful. The continuing economic hardship has forced the people to rally against the government once again.
Let's talk now to Fidel Fernando, who joins us from Galle in Sri Lanka. Fidel, the official verdict is that the president left before the crowds arrived. Whether he left before or after is almost academic because, I mean, effectively, he'd still be in the presidential palace if it wasn't being stormed. So, I mean, it's a symbolic act, isn't it, that shows really how the political class has lost control of Sri Lanka.
Absolutely. I think it feels like a revolutionary day here. And the storming of the presidential palace is, I don't think anybody expected to find the president there. People already knew that he wouldn't be there, but it is very much a symbolic act. And it's something that has...
All right, look at the background at the man palace where I'm living at, and people are starved. Taxpayers' money are fair run where I'm there, you know. But people are starved. No food, you can't import the little oil to run the country. No medicine and food. But him a live in a palace. I find people them head. We not give nobody no job to come. When you get to work, pay and buy your own thing and you can't buy a palace. So. In a poor country, you don't do these things. Foolishness. You see me I say? We say you have to buy a quarter of bread. And a thing. If you go 140 for a quarter. What? $140 for a quarter of bread. Make clear. So $280 for half. $560 for one water bread. Yeah, man, you see it.
There's been months of lead up to this. It hasn't just happened overnight. People have been agitating for his removal since, in widespread protests since February and March. It's been as concerted an effort and as widespread a kind of people's movement as has ever been seen in Sri Lanka. And there are all sorts of rumors flying around, whether he's left, whether he's not left. There's rumors that he, in a convoy, went to the international airport and is preparing to leave. There were other rumors during the day that he was boarding a ship. Either way, he has not been seen today. He has not been heard from at all. And people who feel completely cut off and who feel as if Sri Lanka's current political class do not hear them, that there is a massive gap between the people and the political elite, today have taken over not just the palace, but they also stormed the presidential secretariat outside which they had been protesting for months. An Occupy movement has been going on there for
So people them I show it to people power because police you have to do you have to back off. I remember, you and them one of them and say, you have restraint. Man, you rush the people them too, Be careful of yourself. Remember, you never commit any atrocities against the people them. Because them attack. I remember, you might have your mother and other thing and you have for your tear gas like you eat that. Or if ever president was starved, you are get starved as a police and you have fire tear gas. If you know when full restraint. You should make you never talk to them. Because if you do that to the notes and attack, so war crime too. And them a come pick you out and do one war. But a man a live so big. Look on all him pool and everything. Look where him live in a palace. Why? In the US, where them do that, them run out of them, not even for buy medicine. Not even for buy food, import food. That mean a country they gone flat. Can you imagine how much people hungry right now? By the way, when you read yesterday paper, when you read 2 million people in Jamaica can't afford breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? When you read it, right? When you see it. Remember from 2019, I know them are about this I grow, nothing I grow. Government get rid with people. Something I go, there is no way. There is no way. They have 1.9 million people hungry. Can't find proper nutritious food to eat. No, they don't have nothing to eat. They have to pick about. And then 100 more thousand other than that since the other day to 2 million them say right now. 2 million. Remember, and it's easy if you look through, That's why I'm not listening to them, because hear this now. It easy if you look through. If you have police at work, but if all right, you leave out a ghetto, because them say, see them put out thing, police must live in a ghetto, so where am I gonna live? You my police where am I gonna live up in Beverly Hills, or MPM rent, or MP for where the money there. Mismanagement are going to Jamaica right now, same way. See? Where money there. So okay. So him a pay, him live where him live. And get a 2-room at Portmore where him have to travel from far and them thing there. And when him do that, and him to pay him light bill and him water. And when him pay light and water, and then buy a little food and for send the youth to go to school, $80,000 and $90,000 pay for that for the month. How that work? Traveling and then feed himself and send him youth them go to school and them thing. They're impossible. So what to some people are not working, none at all. So it show you say you have people even that they force them hungry. You understand? Yeah man. Yeah man. Jamaica head to this now man. Same way man. You may just show them man. Look here.
For a long time. And to take over those places, and it hasn't been violent on the protesters' side, as although there was tear gas used at some points. Protesters have been largely peaceful, through the course of this, and I'm talking going back several months. So to take those over does feel like a significant moment. We still haven't got a resignation from either the president or the prime minister, though. So that is what people are still agitating for.
Sri Lanka has a very noble democratic tradition. It's a country that has very lively politics, but it's kind of enthusiastic in its support for accountable government. This government has clearly failed on the accountability side of the equation, and has also failed on the basics to deliver food and fuel and affordability. But it leaves a vacuum, doesn't it? That presumably was the biggest worry, not just for many in Sri Lanka, but also for people, let's say, watching in Delhi. They're going to be watching presumably and saying, Sri Lanka's a really important country. It's now in a crisis that's so big that it could destroy itself if it doesn't get the support and help it needs to do the most basic things like feed its people.
Yeah, there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there. Do the basic thing to just feed its people. And you have a government sit down there and run the country right down. And this me I tell you, watch government when them run country down to wreck. We know any foolishness. You have to point it out. You can't love party when you look at you're hungry. And if you're sick, or your people them sick, them can't even afford medication or nothing at all. But these people can't fly, go anywhere, at any time. And you want to pick up for them? We have a goods right now. I get $18 million for wine and get 4.8 million ways to pay. Some people they now get. Remember, some people have now 100,000 for the year, But a man I get 4.8 for nothing at all. And you look from the time I'm coming around 2008, somewhere around there. Look if you say the murder rate gone up each year. Even last year, higher than the year before and them thing. They just look. You take it and look, it gone up and them get paid for that. Feet climb. Then you question yourself. You understand? Foolishness or foolishness. Yeah, man. Ban this.
And there's an ongoing IMF negotiation currently underway between the Sri Lankan government and the IMF. IMF bailout is being discussed, and debt restructuring, which Sri Lanka desperately needs that process to succeed and to give Sri Lanka a good deal out of that. However, you also have a presidency and a prime ministership that has lost all legitimacy. There is no legitimacy in those places of power right now, and people do not trust.
Fidel, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to let people know the pictures we're seeing are actually from Gaul, where you are, and they underline the point about whether people are on motorbikes or on foot, or bicycle, more likely at the moment because of fuel. These are peaceful protests. This is not violent. It's not irrational rage. It's very, very calm anger about the fact that people have not been able to eat and keep themselves warm and all the rest of it for weeks now.
For weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. There and in Gaul, where I've been in the protesting crowds all day, there are infants. There are infants. There are school children. There's elderly Sri Lankans, all gamut of kind of Sri Lankans being represented there. And what's been particularly encouraging is this kind of repudiation of the majoritarian politics that the Rajapaksas in particular have kind of visited upon the island, and kind of a realization that is no longer the way that Sri Lanka wants to do things. The chants just outside, I don't know if you can hear them, the chants just outside that are happening, they're just as much against the idea, of being divided by race and ethnicity and by religion. There were Buddhist monks out there. There are Catholic priests. There are nuns. There are Hindu swamis. Everybody is being represented at these protests today. And despite their enormous size, and despite, it feels like the whole country is out on the streets today. They have been incredibly peaceful. There are little kind of pockets of kind of small violence that have happened, but there has not been anything substantial.
Fidel Fernando, really great to speak to you. Thank you so much.
So let's see what I go and do. Buddhist monk, priest, the whole of them, Catholic, everybody mix up, because them now, them just say, this not work. Them man are living in a castle. At that time, for we stop that, a man for have him own house. In a third world country, some country that try to develop, you can't afford them kind of money over here spend. You give some guy from Bank of Jamaica, you give some people this, so you build big. But the real man, them who do the work, not getting nothing. The concept them not getting no pay. Enough more people not getting no pay. Even the guy them who watch, the prisoner, they not getting no pay. The nurse, them not getting no pay. When a doctor come do something there, and I make a bag of money still, and more for them doctor, nurse, them not getting no pay really. And them take care of you still, If a doctor, if not do operation, boom, boom, a nurse address it and make sure everything, if you get an injection or anything happen, and the nurse deal with it pan spot. Doctor gone home. Gone about the business, just touch you one time, especially government hospital, doctor come touch you. You not stay around with no patient. A nurse take care of patient, man. Doctor come touch you, gone to something else and gone to something else. It's straight. You understand? Yeah. You understand? Money run out. Money run out. For them money not have no use. Money run out. If the money is so strong, them die right, but money run out. So right now, some emergency stuff with the IMF. If you go talk to them now and them have to put in something. Because when IMF are lending your money, you're going to lend your money for you to spend it as they like. Give them as them like. Let me see a next little one here. Let me see a little one here. Let me see this.
To have entered the president's official residence after thousands of people joined demonstrations in the capital, with police firing tear gas at the crowd. The economic crisis has led to a heavy shortage of essentials like fuel, cooking gas and medicines. Pictures have also emerged today showing protesters bathing in the swimming pool of the presidential palace.
So, can you see me there? I see that one I can stop. Let me see if it's stuck, it's stuck. Yeah, man, so the bag of foolishness. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wanted to stop for me a while. So the bag of things that were used silicon while, you know, man. Yeah, the bag of things them resign, you know, resign later up. But the bag of issues where them have now, it have to go straighten out. And then you have to go get some people for push it in. And them man the way they just let them and them just go free and maybe go live in the next foreign country. Eh? You have people who vote for these people, make them sit down and mash up the place. And because they love party, then sit down until now the whole of them are hungry. Then them just realize what the people them are do. Never have your back covered. Yeah? Them are cover themselves, them send center, them rich. So even when them do some boom and run, they left the country and think them have the money, man. You understand? Then seize money, you know. In Africa, them do it too, you know. You some man run and them going at some palace, and when them run, they're going to go find how much. The US them pack up in a suitcase, then just pack them up, mount them up. Like them just send, take it out and just mount it up like a for them one. Eh? You vote in some people, but at this them do to you. See? This them do to the population and them don't realize. Change up Jamaica style now. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Them have show bank account big. They not have show bank account and it don't go suit for us mash up a country, you know. Because if you agree a country, you don't want to bank your money in that country. You don't keep all the US. Now for them big giant company, if them keep their money at Jamaica, then Jamaica alright. You know we're not in the US. Because them wanna use all of the US, them that just bank it there. So that's still like how them the bank offshore in a Cayman or some other place. So it always have the money there. See? But politicians do offshore banking, and then the Chinese them that keep money then either. And the one of them, so them a look the US and then send it out back. So we have some work this dollar. So little later dollar go on and go on till they see it reach where it must reach, and that's it. Dollar dead, you know. The dollar finished, man. The dollar not good. You understand? Just reality. Just reality check. The dollar not good. But me gonna try to show you democracy works. Yeah? Democracy works. See? Them people that stand up and I show them say, yo, we not take no more of this. We not take no more of this. See? And when we have the Westminster model in a London, you know, you see the man have to come out and say, you have to say, he make me resign. Because Monday them have move and no confidence motion against him where them know say them have all of the votes and them have get kicked out. So definitely Monday, same have to just force to resign. You same fight. You can't fight no more, you have to leave. People them serious, I said no, we don't want to have them more leader. Go on. See, in a Jamaica, you do that no man hate you. Who you fight the leader, you know. Boy, you for the square, you know. Go part up this kind of man to lead we. Lead with say if a man die shot tomorrow. We not have to draft your next leader. I'm on the party. That makes sense. They when they catch that's when they catch the wrong people and mash up the place. Jamaica mash up same way. Not tell a lie, the country mash up. When we see the 2 million, so me can't find that some boy or so. When we see the 2 million people them hungry, it's a murder rate statistic. Let me see where the 2 million you know. Let me see if I can find this. When we see that move me on, that move my man. Yeah, that's how we know the people hungry, you know. But when them can report that should have follow up every day. You play that every day. You know, with local medias and them should have discussion about it. And show it. But no, them not do it because you know what bother who you know what bother. You understand? That's why me can't them, you know. Mm-mm. Me can't them, man. Foolishness. See? 2 million every day. Me can't them, man. All of this are foolishness. Yeah? See, people can't force out people there. Sri Lanka, and them force them resign now still, man. So when me I show you that before, you know, them resign now. In Jamaica, the man them take land, then say out police, the government come and say, oh, them spend the most money out of everybody on security. Where them spend the money go do? 176 million them have spent for fight crime. Couple million could have straightened out a lot of people, 100,000. You can't straighten out the 2 million people. Yeah, man. Create some jobs. Then you know, say enough of the crime will go down for half a hand completely. No, make me fight crime. Make me work for private sector. And them me listen to them, I keep meeting, and I go to the meeting. And them look at people, they evil na themselves. Yeah? Them and them evil. Because by the end of the day, private sector will not know nobody without the people them, you know. The same people them will start. Remember, you know, if we not sell goods and product and you don't have nobody to buy it, it has spoiled for nobody. We are in this together. So me know the power of the people them. We know the people them are the boss. But them not know. We don't want them know. That's why when a politician come in Jamaica, look work for you. And then he want to come buy your room at this, you. And he come give you two grand and think this as the boss. If you run him way. That a disrespect too. Yeah, man. You don't want him buy you out. You want to deal with them on a straight level. So you put him in and then him send police come mash up your picnic. And just come take you out of yard or come to your house and no search warrant. That mean him not do nothing. If him did really serious, him to make sure that the iron cross the T's them. Right? Yeah, and make sure and zigzag the Z. And make sure no violation. Make sure you work with the people in the country. Make sure medication that on the island, food, you know, security, it up. See, make sure people can survive. You understand? This is what them now look about. Them now look about it. And please the big boys. As long as the big boys them get, you know, you can't feed them. You can't please them and make them have everything. Them are right. Them I say, yo, them people, them can't go dead. Me don't know them, you know. So them are not nothing to me, me don't know them, you know. Me and them not friend. So you come from a poor background. Them don't want a friend with you neither. Them don't want it. Never this business employer in Jamaica can do better too. Also because I see how some man pay them workers for them to continue a cycle. Yeah. So they pay a little. You have to come back. So yeah, because I pay that them go on with you know. Pay that. That's very true, Mr. Lonesome. The private sector is a big bag of nothing. No, them just tell you, let me tell you this. You have the power, let me show you this. If them people are serious like me, you know, we shake them to the core. Because you know, if you want to send a strong message, you take out the biggest company. And every Jamaican, right across the board, just take out the biggest company. What him do? You have things them selling a can and everything. You don't say, yo, boycott that company right away. Everything stay on the shelf. 1 month, the first month, 1.5, overhead too big for them stand up. Them near go buckle. And so you do that for the biggest company, the second largest one now, what deal with their manufacture thing they know, them are going to start respect you more. Because them you go off next, you know. You understand? Hey, we not too know about that, about the cousin thing there, yeah? Because I think more like, goes away. That's that are more saying, I just must say, God, you know, I just some friend. You ain't got boop up, but not cousin, man. I just party things and tie up, you know. You see me, I say? People are just say these things, no, sir. We don't know about that, personally. Yeah? In the politics, we know one who a cousin do. You understand? Yeah, me know one who husband and wife and them thing. They said it did it. So, you know. You see me, I say? But not about no cousin. No, no cousin, man. Cousin what? About no cousin, man. You see me, I say? Follow what them I say, man, and repeat them. They repeat them. Let them become sure that little thing there. You see me, I say? Yeah, man. So you have to buckle one of the big company. You have to buckle one of the big bank. Everything you just lock down. You see like how them lock and take what you just lock it down. Nobody not do no business with it. The amount of employee, but them have to pay and the overhead for 1 month and 2 months run them buckle. Them have got change. Some emergency. You can't shut down the thing. Shut it down. See them do something, you know, right? You know, support it. You don't support it, you understand? You come out and you summon your MPF, them not come, no confidence against them too. You see me, I say? PM the government, hold them accountable. A matter of fact, Andrew, they said that today, for hold the government accountable. And if you raise a voice in concert, you see what they do? Andrew tell them to do that too, you know. Andrew, may I remind you, yeah? Me like call your name, you know, because you see, you come out like a mad bull, and I say, no, sir, you don't matter to nobody else, man. You're good, man. You see me, I say? Me like, all right, so I'll show you. Andrew said them to do it, man. Andrew, For you come out and say them for do it, you know. Me not mind, you know. Me just remind, you know. Yeah, me remind him again. So, let's see for that one, yeah. Hold on. And Joe. And just say, raise the voice in concert. Mm-hmm. See that? Let me say you tell man. See that?
Well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in controlling crime.
Good, good. So you see, when we use and like me I say something about United and Anja, this one people feel understand. You know. When you was in the in the opposition seat, you say everything that's right. You back it 100%. So me still back them 100%, but tell me what now. Are you in the driver's seat, so it's a use against you. You understand? No hard feelings. It's a reality. A reality. This is what you say. What you say if you mean, if you know say it can use against you. And you should have got in with the same kind of mindset, you know, say, yes, what I mean that so I can really serve my people them. Me not talk when the election are coming and then when I start patch 2 road and then give 2 look house and then look something and check the people there. And then when it done now, you start back with the foolishness. Yeah? Now anybody go push up them name, go call themselves or bro God all them thing. They know say a devil that man. A devil man. You know, a devil man. You don't want to do that. You say mythical, you don't want to do that. Me I tell you, you don't want to do that too hearted.
6 answers on the board, here we go.
A devil that trying to call itself.
On the board, here we go. If you went to hell, who would you expect to see in the welcoming committee? Michael Andrew Hornes Satan.
Wait, that's no, bro. Hey, my finger quick, you know. They say, bro, no man, they're a mythical god then, man. It's a devil, man. You understand? You know why I call itself the blood god. It's almost a mythical god, so you know, if you're a mythical god, then yeah, man, a devil. You understand? Bro, God. Now I'm gonna play it back, man.
6 answers on the board, here we go. If you went to hell, who would you expect to see in the welcoming committee? Michael Andrew Hornes Satan.
Yeah, man. So if you can't say bro God and then push out and hear this now. If you just keep it truthful, cause the man we are Clarkson and play some tune there that you know hear me I play them, don't. And then him turn around and then burn out the tune and say them and mash up the country and all kind of things. You can't say deceiving, man. Keep it real, man. You see me I say? You have to keep it real, man. See me I say? Yeah, man. I'm a granddaughter. I look funny and I laugh, you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, granddaughter. I look funny and I laugh. Man. I want to see a picture of me I laugh, man. Sure. You want to see it? You want to see it? I'll show you the picture when I laugh, man. A big thing, man. Let me show you a picture. Mm. Good son. Mm. It's a picture of me I laugh, yeah. It's not a picture, it's a photo. Let's see if we can make you see it. See that? Everywhere she moves, she have to have her thing, you know. You see that? Alright. Yeah. She have to have Beauty, you know. The case she move, she have everything with her. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. She have a little game when she do her thing, you know. Yeah, man. Campbell, yeah, so man. What you mean, man? You have to keep it real, man. Yeah, so man. The man say, my bro God. And if you're that, me a mythical God. Because me not calling a bro. Me call it bro devil. So if you want to compare yourself and say, yeah, well, this 100% right. So right away, that's how my fingers are right. Say, yeah, the devil. See, the devil himself.
6 answers on the board. Here we go. If you went to hell, who would you expect to see in the welcoming committee? Michael, Andrew, Honest, Satan.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sir, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Straight up power, of course. That must, man. Yeah. Saying, people have to start from a serious note. Westminster model style, same thing in our parliament. You know, same kind of parliament, same kind of model. Hold them accountable. You are the boss. You are the boss. All them bank you go on, you are the boss too, you know. That's you them nothing. Me just want a couple people who think like me and stay like me. You know. It change Jamaica, you know. And we not about to the system. Nah. Nah, do it. You see? Nah, do it, man. Just want some people who stay like me, man. Serious. And not bow to them. You see me I say? Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we not about to them, man. We not about to the system, man. We say we look for the biggest company already and we say, hey, and you have to serious, have some serious people and say, make a boycott the company. Anything, you know, when, yeah, we boycott it. Yeah, that one, yeah, boycott it. Nothing at all in them brand. Nothing must buy. Nothing. Nobody. And them overhead, so we know say them overhead so much, and you pick out a bank and do the same thing. TV station around put you, boycott it too. Do one of the companies so. It's when you sink one, like a Titanic, the rest, them confirm, man. And sink the same. Because we have other things we can watch with YouTube and watch other things, so we don't need them already. Radio station, them do the same thing, pay all that thing, and then we sink them too. Yeah, man, we not turn back to them neither. So when you do that, a boy knows say, okay, them people get serious and we can't put them in. Them are hold we accountable. Them want to come out and chat foolishness. This will show you say the government of Jamaica lead the public astray with them talking about how much percentage this grow and what them are do. If 100,000 more add on to the poverty level, to that thing where it's show and the World Health thing show it. Say 2 million people not have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it at the paper. It did there, you know. Because 2019 it was 1.9. Now 2022 is 2 million. Over 2/3 of the population hungry. Yes, still, them find 85 million for give market meat for tell if you eat proper. And 85 million they go good to them same people. Yeah, you know see what I want. But me did say it already, you know. I protest against it already. Oh, you forgive them this money for market me when people don't have nothing good feed, no nutritious feed already in the first place. Hold them accountable. That mean I care what them I come with and tell about this and me had with this. Nothing now grow a foolishness. 100,000 more people gone down on the poverty line. Even down more where them can't live. Them can't scrape nothing. You man have to say if you have a slice of bread and a do all kind of little thing. It's a scam. 85 million. Or you market and say, market me. Them want to market themselves. And say, okay, we use it as a mark, we use a marketing company to tell people to eat. the proper things, proper nutrition, and that's why we come with market need. And we pay them for advertise, for do this. But we have a ministry of health. You don't need to pay no outside, no for 85 million, to go tell people to eat. Or if you eat proper when you don't even have breeze, or just the breeze alone you have. Or dirt. Can you not have nothing else? You don't have nothing else. If you don't see, maybe if you drink seawater, you're dehydrated, to kill you, So you can't drink seawater like that. That's why man, out pan sea and them thing, although them have the big ocean. And you see them are dead for thirst. Can them drink that to kill them faster, That's salt and thing like water, man. With sun time mash you up, man. See? Yeah, because some people think it's water, I can't just drink it and make up my mind. That I'm not mash you up, man. You see me I say? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So these are the things that I try to show you. And most are the government workers, the majority of them cannot afford nothing. So we don't have the middle class again. We have the rich and the extremely poor. When I'm not about poor, extreme, them hungry. 2 million Jamaican. Hungry, of course, it causes crime. And them know that I sit on that. You know what me discover where them not tell people? Yeah, them matter about the reckless driving and the reckless this and that. Them get money in this country. Them get money for talk about for cut down on the death. Cause 1.8 million people dead in an accident every year. But right around the world, they might say in the poorer country, them things happen. So when they talk about them come up with for them thing, and I talk about reckless, 400, nearly 500 people dead last year. Yeah, them talk about them want to keep it under 300. You notice them not up in them out of 480,000 people dead last year in a road accident. And if you fix the infrastructure inside, some of them people that I wouldn't cut. And them talk about you reckless, foolishness, them attack again. Police them attack foolishness. If them say a skid mark, them say that drive fast, that's why the skid mark, foolishness. If me I got 80 kilometers per hour, and you get a blow out, the first thing you gotta try to do is cool the car so it will make skid mark. And if the wheel matter because you want, if you don't know if you drive and you gotta touch the brakes, allow me to tell laps. You know, just make it a run and then you press gas. You ease off, you don't want it bank, and you try to slow down. So it make skid mark. You don't know that too. You see? It make mark. And if the wheel fly off, then the rim I gotta just mark up the place, so it might turn over and do what it want to do. So I be a foolishness, go on with. And tell people foolishness, well, and the reckless driving and this and that cause the accident, and the reckless this. Stop talking of foolishness. You can just drive and anything happen to your vehicle. You understand? So you have to know if you control it because some people never in an accident before. See? You understand? They drink and driving, but most of them were crashing. Remember, them are build highways now, right? So even if them that tell them, we have to talk about the drink and driving too, but them are build highways now. And you have, buses that go about it business, it give 110. I remember, if a wheel blow out, you can't just put on a wheel, but overinflate and the inflate will blow out your wheel. Them don't even teach them these things. You understand? So if you put too much air in your wheel, it bust it, pressure to blow it out. And then if you're in a higher vehicle, it drop, bloom. And you go upon that speed, it's harder to control, Of course. You see me? I say, we know that. You see? So everything them come, them just say, it's a reckless driving this. It's a this and that and that and that and that. Foolishness. See? And then you have highway where they pan say if something get out of control, boom, bam, bam. You will drive good and maintain a speed. Something else come by you. If you do some break, something running in your back because you have to do it so sharp. So you see me I talk about now? Because these things always happen. The more you open it up with them kind of riverbed, them things they happen. You understand? So if you even see something front of you and two things lick up and buy you do so, remember you have car pile up too, You see me I say? Yeah, man, no, some pay for them license, man. Some pay for them license. So, a matter of fact, if you even want to pay for your license and you never have the culprit, them will sell it. You don't have it. You see me I talk about again. And you want to send them to prison. And of them, me want me tell you this, me authority, you know. And if me, you pay for your license, me I encourage you to come tell me, you know. I mean, I encourage you to drive. Me nah. If me catch a license from you, me no want to lock you up. Me want to catch a mastermind. So me want to encourage you to come now. Give me back this. Yeah, drive now. Me could drive and we give the license. Me go waive your fee. Just give me who you buy it from. When you can't give me an amount, they can't give me an amount, they can't give me because some of them you know. But on the serious note, in Jamaica, why enough for them buy them license? I'm gonna tell you this. They may fail you allow you drive. Because you drive before you even reach up there. So maybe you have friend and thing and you have car around you. I remember no automatic now. Where I drive stick, where I drive stick. A long time I drive, do a thing where I drive stick. See it? But more automatic, see it? Automatic. So you go for your license now. And you go up there. What them do? What them do, you know? Now the boss man, you catch them. So you go up there and them fail you. But if you say, I have 50 grand, boom, bam, bam, and say, all right, be careful on the road, go spin. 50 grand, I'll just go sit down there, so boom, bam, bam, bam. See? About 60 grand. So you have to carry in all of them, man, so them sit down. Like the one where they how much money him collect at their time. Enough! See? So them live off of people. Everything it costs you a bag of money in Jamaica, you know. And them are fail you know. You go for something, them not give you same time. You pass on a big bag of money, you're good. You understand? So them a force you to pay them. And me say, no, you can't drive good, them a fail you. Me not even ask. This is just straight up. Then you go on like a star apple, them and say, I make sure him pay, you know. Don't make sure him not get nothing boy, you know. Yeah? It should be a system. It should be a system. When you go for your license, yeah, so you know, okay, where you register, you know, when you put it in, it come up on every system. All of the system. So even if you not drive up here, so you book your thing for to drive somewhere else, and you for to drive, it come up on them say one, the man can't go into that, go to this and do that. See? Man will come on the road, them have thing with him and what have you, and when the market go in and then them deal with another 1 or 2 man deal with it. You move corruption. In pay ya so, him go a town, go do it. But they don't know him at all. See? In pay mobile, yeah man, you say my man devil go do it or somewhere else. You don't start do it until you start out the system. Yeah. You don't know nobody there so it can't say pay a man there so him leave your same pay a man so him go then just go get a license. So now go work. You have a date and other people have to pass on the date because it have in the lag in the system. If you have the system feed. You see? So what the government do? The government open a system that them can rob more. Even when you buy a car and them things, the same. So the system stay away where the government. You buy a car, I buy a car in a calendar from the mart. So you know when I have to stamp out the title, I have to go back a Clarendon. Drive myself a Clarendon and go stamp it out down there, down at the office. You understand? Then the revenue office. I have to go down there and go stamp it out. The tax office wait for him. Go down there and go stamp it out. Saying that don't make no sense. Because if you buy a car, you go a mobile and you go a mobile and you buy something there. You live at town. You have to go drive, go back there. That means that nothing at all each up. But then we want to talk about 2030. Everything we want to know, everything's supposed in our system. You understand? But then beat the system, this is a fool. Fool. Bad road cause enough accident. Because if you live on the road, different from the highway, the waterlogged road, the water, the driver road, them, right? You come off and you go in your yard. And let me tell you this. When you there your yard, you go through and sometimes you drop in on something, it a cut all inside of your tire. Can't me buy enough front end liquor every week, you know. Yeah? Yeah, man. No front end liquor every week. Them should not take no cash at all. Anything at all we are do with license release, you supposed to say the man pay this so and then come drive him thing. No, not at all. Him pay ya so. A matter of fact, I know down to them for pay feet neither. No, it must even pay pan the compound. It pay same place I go up online, go pay that. So the man know you don't go to nobody. You understand? You there see them sending you all uptown to go drive. So you not go with no money. You go, you get a date, you just go drive. Go with your vehicle, you go for drive. You fail, you fail. You pass, you pass. Yeah, but Spanish Town Depot. You have some country, man. Remember, say Bob did have him one depot at Mobile, you know. Because Spanish Town, what you say, in a Kingston, and Spanish Town are the most corrupted. So I feel I go on bad to, you know. And next depot I go on with police just when I make money, you know. Big up yourself, Kelly, from Mount Bay Station. I don't want to know what I when you Rosen, right after you pass the far lesser, before you reach a doing the pen, in a St. Thomas, that depot there. You ask, Kelly, I want to ask about the depot, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They're the same police, Kelly, there. What if you ask him about the depot or it on? How much you license now? Kelly? Yeah, man, how much you license right now? Like 50 still hour. I ask you know. I still ask you, man. See, you have to big them up, you know. Because them run them depot there, you know. You have to big them up. Yeah? Yeah, man. See? So you have some depot where some man when it's unbelievable. And you see me I talk about him there, so and you talk about Bob the Builder. In the catch when I feel me hard. Him have the officer feel me hard. Go on a feel me hard, go pay and go do your thing. Yeah? Bob the Builder. I said, come on. Yeah, man. I said, you know. No, but you see, it's easy to stop. When it's 160,000 if you can't read. But let me tell you something. And believe it or not, you know. You know, it's a lot of man where you see. You might have said, oh, him don't know the sign, him make that out. Him can't read, but him can drive better than the man who can read. And him not drive reckless like that, man. Because enough man drive truck from long time, from back in the days, you know. And still drive truck, them can't really read. But them know every sign, and yes, still never in an accident from them time till now. Now them old age. And I joke me I make. You see me I say? No man, Jamaica, it's a close to a failed state. Jamaica a failed state, man. It's a close to a failed state. Not close, not close with it, man. If you used to use pound, remember, you know, you get a good thing and you're supposed to make it better. Alright, so for instance, you get train. We're supposed to have some underground now and them thing there. You know? And we're supposed to, like what build out a airport road, instead of we take up them big stone, go dump it and say we do this and then charge them much hundreds of millions. They build a seawall. Because in a Manhattan and them place, them have seawall. They could have done some big stone, it wouldn't make no sense. So it was neat. And them know what them are doing and them build gold. So you build seawall. Strong seawall. They have the iron them will peg will lock, interlock. And then, you know, go on there, so no, your cars up and you do your thing, you back out the sea and build. Seawall stay. You know, for them great rivers and things, them have seawall all over the place. See? The sure you go down in a go around some lakes and things in America and them things there in Canada and go around and you see the Thames, you know, along them seawall they build. It have the river wall, the same kind of seawall where we attack. See? And then they see the rushing because of storm, them build a big gate thing when we lock. With that no water can run in back. You know, when you have them kind of like tide and certain thing it can run in and flood out the place. Them have that too, you know. At the Thames, we have tons. Them have it, man. See? But they might build seawall. So when you cross the Thames, you know, something and that and some over it, can remember you have train and drive under that thing. And train. This is all. I remember them places advanced solar. In America, the same thing. See? Canada, the same thing. You understand? You dig out some place and have to drop them. Like Europe are the same thing. You understand? Yeah, man, the same thing. You build Europe because look at Amsterdam flat. You think it have flood out now, but then build these things and stop the water, right? Right, Raleigh. Yeah. So look at Amsterdam. You think say that flood out by this? Allow me to tell? Eh? Yeah, but them know what them do. So them build that. So you build a seawall instead of you go, even if you rise the thing, you build seawall, they build said much chuck a stone, big stone and roll and put. Yeah, I'm not a punk, man. Build a seawall like when you go downtown, down a mall. It's a seawall that. Yeah, but what have the water and then you see Bank of Jamaica and see the thing is a seawall. And look how long it down there. Build a seawall. Venice. See? house and everything, and look at them can drain and lock off part and drain and do what them are doing. Seawall. Saying, you build seawalls. Saying Mississippi and them place enough. Just look on the rivers and look on the wall or them neat. You go right up in that thing, say that wash when no and I'll be a water and thing stand firm. Stand firm. When the water, when hurricane knocked down a thing that Louisiana and the other place where it wash where some of them wall there, then build it back because it below thing that down there so below sea level. Right? And where them do them have pump out that and them have the walls and them build them thing. To keep out water out of the city. You see me I say? Yeah. So these are the things that I talk. Remember them go staying at the big dome and all kind of things and the place flood out and thing. While I get breach. New Orleans. It below sea level. But look how them build up them city and everything and them find way to pump it out back and everything. The big pump them work and thing. No kids so them pump it out. And it did a few long. If I never them wall then you see how thing running in, you don't see what happen. Yeah. You understand? So these are the things that we are talking about. You understand? Build sea walls. See? Them a joke, man. Jamaica not gonna have man. Eh? They say them when them to clean the gully them the found. I mean, if you have so much people over the years, and we have them little gully and we are run go down so. And I like them have come and say me could do this, you know. They gully them I just show them the bill still but them not clean them. They just have be a foolish system doing it. Look in a UK. Instead of you have gully, we don't have no gully like that, you know, where you look. We have water where. And canal locks. Water run going at them things and all kind of things. So then you see me as and you can use it can them use it for the, you know, boat traffic. Eh? Canal locks. Like when I come then and them place where it's all about. All over the place. You see? And you can use travel pan boat go where you want to go. You see? Yeah. Them have storm drain in Canada. And them thing there, you know. And catchment and thing, and you know, see a big old gully run on. In Jamaica, a joke. You see me I say? Yeah, man, a big old joke, man. Yeah, man. You see me I say? Yeah, man, people never forget serious too. All government accountable. Let them stop the foolishness. We don't have no time for them now. No time. No more time for waste, no time for lose. Here? Me there, here? Depend them case. Don't so. I'm up. Bless.